Hey crafty chums, it's Nikki here and welcome to my channel. So it's time of the month where, it's the time of the month, ladies, where I get together with Anne Williamson and Ilene for my colourful life. And the two colours that we picked this time was teal and orange and black and white. I had to mix my own teal because I didn't have any handy in a paint already mixed, so I did mix my own colour. It looks a bit greeny here, but it's not quite as green as that in real life. But anywho, I think you'll see me mix up a little bit more a little bit later on. So this time of the month is when we get our old calendars from last year. I didn't have one to use, so I had to buy, I bought one cheap in the January sales, and no, I didn't. I'm telling porky pies. No, I didn't, not at all. This was a freebie that came in through the post, and so I'm using that. Oh, here you'll see me mix the colour there. I think it's phthalo blue with some white. And then what else did I mix in with it? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can spy it as it comes in. Oh, yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. And a little bit of phthalo green, I believe. Yeah, yellow ochre, phthalo blue and phthalo green with a bit of white. And that's how I got my my teal. I could have gone lighter with it by using a different yellow rather than the yellow ochre. I could have used, a lemon yellow or something like that. It would have been a little bit brighter, but it wasn't as blue as that in real life. But anywho, this is some of the time what I'm doing here will be out of screen because I turn the calendar the other way up and start drawing out. And what I'm going to draw on here this time, just something different, because I've been doing, the negative space paintings in the other ones, mostly. So I thought I'd actually do the drawing out here, and it's going to be a white heron. Now, a little bit of history on the white heron in New Zealand. Sure, if I can, if you'll let me, if you let me indulge myself here. The white heron in New Zealand is called the kotuku, and it's always been rare in New Zealand and has attained almost a mythical status, revered by both Maori and Pakeha for its elegant white feathers. The graceful bird has long slender legs and a long thin S-shaped neck with a distinct kink when flying. When breeding, long loose breeding plumes grow from its back and wings. The normally yellow bill turns dull black, and facial skin between the eye and the bill turns to a bluish green. Although it's common in Australia, the South Pacific and Asia, in New Zealand it only breeds near Waitaroa, southwestland, between September and January. This colony is in the Waitangiroto Nature Reserve, and guided jetboat tours takes visitors to view the birds and observe from a hide. During this time, the birds the birds feed in large coastal lagoons in the area, and after breeding, the birds disperse widely and may be seen at coastal freshwater wetlands or estuaries throughout the country. So, it is believed that the colony was formed by the natural introduction of birds from Australia several hundred years ago. Australian birds are still occasionally blown over to New Zealand some years, and that also helps to augment the New Zealand population and helps it, with the interbreeding. White herons have elaborate courtship displays, and males build small platforms from which they advertise themselves to the females. Males' displays include a spectacular raising of nuptial plumes around the neck erect, the bill snapping and the wing feathers flicking. Once a female is attracted, the pair preen each other and intertwine their long neck and wings and bill. As a symbol of things both beautiful and rare, the kotuku occupied an important place in Maori myth and folklore, and to compare a visitor to a white heron, kotuku, is a compliment of the highest order. Yeah. So the species was almost exterminated to satisfy the demand of Maori and settlers for the ornamental feathers, and its only breeding site in New Zealand was discovered in 1865, and by 1941 there were only 4 nests left at that time. So from that time, of course the white heron has been put on the endangered species here, and numbers have now stabilised with a permanent population of around 100 to 120 birds. So there you go. The white heron has always been rare in New Zealand. But hopefully, you know, with all the conservation work that our Department of Conservation do in New Zealand, we're hoping, of course, to preserve the colonies and help this beautiful bird along in New Zealand. Of course, you know, there are many breeding programs in New Zealand for conservation of rare birds. We do have many flightless birds over here, same as, you know, they have the emu and that in Australia. Well, we have a few more flightless birds here, you know, the kiwi and the kakapo. And so, kakapo, maybe. Have I got them? Was it kakapo? Uh-oh. Brain freeze. Can't remember. Oh well, you know, I'll remember by the time I've turned off this video. Anywho, I hope you like that little bit of information that I'm giving you with the heron. Here I've shown it with these little erect display feathers. And some reeds, and, you know, to indicate water and everything else, and long skinny legs. As you can see, I kept it quite simple. I did use my my Stabilo all pencil and then white paint actually to make birds, and using the Stabilo all, of course, obviously helps with the shading perfectly. You don't have to add the shading when you use that pencil because it naturally gives you a grey, because it's water soluble, and I just love it. I love that pencil. So I'm adding some more colour to the reeds there, trying to pull out that little bit of a bulrush there, hint of a bulrush, and you know, a little bit of highlights on the leaves and everything else. The paint that I've used is just a cheap white see-through paint. That's why you can see the background through it. But hey, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. I could have actually used gesso, which would have blocked out the background completely, but I didn't feel like that I wanted to. So I'm using a black Posca pen here to outline everything else. I hope you'll post anything you decide to do with Ilene and Anne and myself. Watch their videos also. Subscribe to their channels. Subscribe to mine if you're not. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I could always do with the help. And come and visit our Facebook pages as well. All the information that you would ever need to know about us will be in the description box below this video. And I just got to say thanks for watching, everybody, and hope to see you all again very soon. That's all from me for now. Bye, y'all.